What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. I got this email from an individual. I'm going to leave his name out because it really doesn't matter. And it's kind of personal, but he wants advice on this. And he didn't say to leave his name out, but we're going to leave his name out. He said he's reaching out for advice. The past few days, he's been diagnosed with alcoholism. And tomorrow will begin intensive outpatient rehab. He's very happy about the decision that he's made because alcohol was destroying his life. Looked a lot online about the pink cloud, which I've never heard of, so I wasn't sure what he was talking about. Kind of the feeling where you're sort of overjoyed about the choice of your clean life. I want to begin going back to the gym. Seen in the early stages of recovery where it might be best to pick back up on these habits. See where fill in where you used to drink. You know, training is not really going to fill in where you used to drink, but he says excited, scared, anxious, pretty much every emotion I can think of. Looking for any advice to the early portions of sobriety, tips at staying sober, and if it's best to return to the gym in these early parts. Now, here's the deal. I don't know much about the pink cloud, but I think what you're talking about is the day that I realized like I couldn't do this anymore. Like I was just like, I'm just done. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I can't take anymore. And you make the decision to go. You realize that that's pretty much going to be the last day that you're sick. You know, that you're ill as far as like physical withdrawals and stuff like that. There's still a lot up here that's going to be worked on, but you're happy about getting rid of that physical part first so that you can work on the mental part next, which is really the key to staying sober. Now, you said you feel let's see, excited, scared, anxious, and pretty much every emotion. Yes, those are all true statements. You feel everything. You're excited to move on with the rest of your life, but you're scared of what kind of pain you're going to go through with withdrawal, which should be okay with the outpatient, and what kind of pain you're going to go through when you start digging into your past to find out why you're drinking so much and being an alcoholic. See, there's recreational drinking where people can go out and just kind of party and do their thing and it feels good and it's fun. Then there's alcoholism and drug addiction, which masks pain and no longer becomes fun. It becomes a necessity to function and be well. Two different things. So, you know, that anxiety about what's about to come, that's normal. I mean, don't fight it. Let those emotions happen. Don't try to suppress it. Don't try to get rid of it. That's why you wind up drinking, is because you're trying to get rid of those feelings that you really should be feeling and learning how to cope with them and getting tools to deal with those things rather than suppress them. Now, my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion, my counselors and, you know, they didn't think that I could be training while I was going through detox. They were like, I don't know how the fuck you're doing this. Well, I was training even though I was on heroin and I was detoxing from heroin and I wouldn't be able to get any, and like I didn't have any money. I would still be there with gym training. I would be doing pull downs, and as I would pull down, I would do this. I would shake, like trying to pull the bar down. It was a very strange neurological response to when you're going through withdrawals that you just can't handle. And I was still at the gym doing that. And my friends used to be like, what the fuck, Jerry, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. But I still did it. So it was like, it was so ingrained in me to do it every day that I still did it. And through the rehab, it doesn't take the place of your drinking, but it's like that first love that I had when I was like 14 when I started training. It's like I didn't want to give it up. So for me, it was something positive to put my energy into to keep me on track. And even if there was nothing else going on in the day, like you do your meetings, you know, you do, I think 12-step, there's meetings in Alcoholics Anonymous, there might be like prayers and stuff or something you do. But if you're not really doing much else during the day, it gives you a lot of time to fuck around and not be on track and get yourself into trouble. It makes it harder to stay sober. So if I was going to the gym, what I would do is like say, all right, I got to get 2 meals in me. So I'd make my meals, make sure I had my meals, and then I would time my supplements. And maybe that's why I still do it today, to this day, where I get up and I have my first meal by, like, I fast all morning. I have my first meal at 12. And if I'm going to Rockville, I'll have my second meal at 2. Then I take my supplements when I get to the gym at 3:30. You know, if I'm here, I have my first meal at 12. I have my first meal at like 11. Then by 12, I take my supplements. And by, you know, 12:30, I'm at the gym. Like, I time everything out. Even though some days it's off because of the way I'm working, I try to get certain spaces between my stuff because it was the regimented, you know, lifestyle and going to the gym that kept me focused and able to stay out of trouble. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing to get, you know, involved in that again. You'll be aware when you go back to the gym, you're going to feel weak, you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel pain. It's going to fucking suck. It's going to be like being birthed again, for Christ's sakes. You know, it's going to be awful. But you know, after the first week, it gets better. After the second week, it gets better. After the third week, it gets better. And, you know, tips on staying sober. The only way, guys, the only way, and I've talked about this before, that you're going to stay sober off drugs or alcohol is to get to the bottom of why you're doing it. I had no idea why I was getting high. It started out like a little bit of, you know, weekend stuff to drink. I mean, well, first of all, I was drinking since I was like 13. So it started out like, drinking on the weekends because that's good. I could do it and get away from my parents and they wouldn't see it, to like taking Vicodins and stuff on the weekend. Then when I was old enough, I could drink every night and go to a bar every night and drink. I was popping Vicodins, and it was like, why? People don't do that every night. People do it recreational. They don't do it every night. And I had no idea that I was trying to suppress these feelings about, being sexually molested when I was a kid, the loss of my cousin, to a drunk driving. I was suppressing those feelings and those things that happened to me with the drugs and alcohol. But until I figured out what they were and worked on them and found out that, look, neither one of these things were your fault. They were both out of your control. This is not your fault. It's okay. Someone, did that to you, your cousin, someone killed him in a car. There's nothing you can do about it. So you can't just walk around and be fucked up for the rest of your life, because you'll be gone too. That's all it pretty much took. I'd remind myself, like, right now, without those two things in my life, I have regular hardships, regular things that people go through, nothing extreme. But those are dealable. Those two things that I had to really dig on, those are the ones that helped me, stay sober. And now I go, I don't really want to get fucked up. Like Aaron and I had a bottle of Cristal in our wedding, and we drank the whole bottle, and we drank it slow enough with food. We didn't get a buzz. We didn't get anything. We went back to the hotel. We fucking crashed. We got up the next morning. We fucking putzed around the Vegas. We went shopping. We ate. We got on a plane and came home without having a hangover or anything like that. It's like, because I wasn't drinking to get fucked up. I was drinking because it was a special occasion, and I wanted to see what it was like. What was it like to be a normal person just doing that, to not get fucked up? And it's different. Not saying that you should start drinking after you feel better. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you take a drug or drink extreme to the extreme, or regularly, there's something wrong with it, plain and simple. So good luck with this stuff, man. Do not, I know they say relapse is part of the process. I never relapsed. I never relapsed once. Never had one single relapse in 16 years. And I stopped, I don't even know if it's 16 years now. I stopped counting the years, because I'm like, I don't need to count the years that I've been sober, because I'm fucking sober. Like, I'm done. The only way I could ever go back to this is if something traumatic enough happened to fuck me up to where I wanted to medicate myself. And now, hopefully, I know better to literally get help with that psychologically before I wind up medicating myself, which, again, there's always that possibility the rest of your life. You have to work on it to stay clean. BibleStudyTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.BibleStudy.com. It's a clean bicep, and we are out.